All right, we're going to start your Chapter 8 test review. If you haven't completed it, go ahead and complete it first, and then we can go over this, and this will help you study for the test. So I'm not going to do every problem, but I'm going to do one of each type at least. Okay, here we go. Let's start right here. We're going to cross multiply. So that's going to be 9m is going to equal 56. Divide both by 9. Divide both by 9. And you need to convert it into a decimal. So I'm going to do that real quick. And we'll round to 2 decimal places, so that would be a 6.22. Alrighty. So let's move on to a harder one. So we'll move on here. Cross multiply again, so we're going to get m to the 7th. M times 7 equals 4 parentheses m minus 10 parentheses. So make sure that you protect this with the parentheses. So then we're going to get 7m equals 4m minus 40 minus 4m minus 4m. And then we're going to end up with 3m equals negative 40. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Kind of ran into something there, but divide by 3 anyways, and we're going to end up getting a negative. So that's going to be m equals negative 13.33. All right, so that's basically what we're doing there. Okay. All right, state if the polygons are similar. And I'm gonna shift this. I don't like how it's looking right now, so I'm gonna shift it. And now it's sideways. There we go. Make sure we're auto-focused on, because I don't like it. Just bear with me. There we go. That looks better. All right, so we're gonna start here. It says state if the polygons are similar. This is what you need to be able to do here. So we're going to do this side goes with this side. So that's 12 over 4. This side goes with this side. So that'd be 12 over 4. And then this side will go with this side. So that would be 21 over 4. And of course, technically you have to do this, but we know that all these 12 over 4s are equal. So I just basically need to figure out if 21 over 7 is going to reduce the same thing as 12 over 4. So you just put it in your calculator. And of course, all the 12 over 4s are going to be 3 over 1. And 21 over 7 is also going to be 3 over 1. So this polygon is similar. So I'd write yes. Okay, let's move on. Okay, the polygons in each pair are similar. Find the scale factor. Here's the key on here. It says smaller to the larger. Some of you are going to miss this question on the test because you don't do it smaller to larger. So how do you know which is which? Well, I'm betting 18 is going to be smaller than 30. Okay, and so I have to do 18 and 30 because 25 would go with this over here, and this 18 would go with this over here. So the only thing I can work on is this 18. And yes, this is a kite. Not that it matters for this test, but it is. Well, I guess it doesn't. So anyways, so let's just go and do this smaller on top because I want to do smaller to larger. And just reduce your fraction. And yes, you have to simplify it, and it's easy. So make sure you have your calculator with you. And there it is, 3/5. And so that's the scale factor. You can write it like this, or you can write it like this. I will accept either. All right, moving on. Okay, we're going to fly through space. There we go. Okay, let's go up here. So either way, we're looking at this. The polygon in each pair are similar. So the first thing you need to do, and it doesn't matter how you do it, let's get a scale factor. So I'm going to compare these two first. So that would be, and now it doesn't say which to do first, so I just do the top one first and the bottom one. And that's going to reduce down to 5/4. So that's my scale factor. So now I can figure out what this is. Okay, so 5/4 is going to equal, well, 5 goes with the top one, 4 goes with the bottom one, and you just cross multiply. So when you cross multiply this would end up being 10x equals 120. Divide by 10, divide by 10, and we get x equals the 12. Okay? And you can even see if it makes any sense. If x equals 12, then that means that side is 24. Yeah, that makes sense. That should have that same linear pattern. All right. Now we get down to either the hard or easy part. We're going to do several of these. Okay. Here's my 3 different answers. Not, or no, or not similar. AA, similarity. SAS, similarity, and SSS. Those are my only choices. And technically it could be sometimes both SAS and SS. Okay. And you'll see on the test that it'll be okay. So let's look at this. Well, I don't see any angles given on any of these triangles, so it's not going to be AA or SAS. So I'm just going to have to do, okay, so I'm going to start with big N, which is the biggest here, 36, and big. Okay, I'm going to start with, then we'll do the small, which is small. So small is 24, small is 66, and then I'll do whatever's left. 32/88. Okay, so I need to reduce all these fractions to see if they're the same. 36/98. If I put it in correctly, would be a 18/49. 24/66 should be a 4/11. Okay, that means the answer is not so far. I'm going to just check out 32 over to see if I messed up. 32/88. It's 4/11. Let's see if I'd messed up on this first one. It is 98. It is 36. I'm going to retype it in to make sure I didn't mess it up. I still get 18/49. So this answer would be not similar. Okay, so let's move on to another one of these. Okay, here, I'm going to go through this and start labeling. They didn't give me anything, but they did give me something. We know vertical angles still are in play, and we know parallel lines. Well, parallel lines with the transversal means that this angle is going to equal this angle because of alternate interior. So you could write all that, vertical angles, alternate interior angles, but really I just label it like this. And then I'd say, well, it's got to be angle, angle, similarity. That's really what I'm looking for. Okay, moving on down the road. I find it interesting that 15 doesn't have, okay, it doesn't actually have a similarity statement. But again, we got, this is going to equal this. And that angle doesn't equal, so this is not. I'd have to put a fourth one there. Yeah, I just don't have anything that goes together. So, yeah, it's going to be not. Okay, moving on to 16. All right, so we got 30 degrees, That's going to match 30 degrees. I got 64 degrees. That's going to match 64 degrees. A similarity. Okay, so far so good. Next page. All right, let's look at this one. Okay, let's make sure we can see this. Angle, angle, sure. That's my vertical angles. Now I'm going to do biggin with biggin, littlin with little, and they both reduce down to 10 over 1 and 10 over 1. So that equals, so this would be an SAS similarity. Okay, next one. We got an angle. We got an angle. That matches. So I got my angle. Now I need to do biggin, 36, with biggin, 60. Smallin, 24. Smallin, 40. Put that in the calculator again. 36. 36 over 60. I'll fix that a little bit. That's a 60. That's going to equal 3/5 and 24/40. Let's see what that's going to be. Also 3/5. So we're winners here. We've got another SAS. Moving on. 19. Let's see here. Well, I'm going to be looking for SSS on this because I have all these sides. So I need to match them up. 27, biggin, goes with biggin. Median, smallin. 15 goes with smallin. 10. And what did I not use? I didn't use the 16, and I didn't use the 24. So that would be 24. That's a 10. Got to be careful. 24 over 16. And let's see if they're equal. Of course, 27 over 18 is going to be 3/2. 15 over 10 is also going to be 3/2. 24 over 16 is going to be 3/2, right? So it is indeed going to be SSS similarity. Okay, 20, last one. This one you actually have to do a little bit to it. Okay? Because we're basically comparing the small triangle, like this part. I'll draw it. We're going to compare this triangle, it's a small triangle, to the bigger triangle, which is this whole thing. Okay? So I need to do this. 81 plus 9 is going to be 90. So the bigger triangle is 90. So that's just one little tricky thing there. So I'm going to compare that. Small, 9, to big, 90. Bigger is 1. Oh, what is that going to be? I got to figure out what that is, don't I? So 99, 110 minus 99 is going to be 11. So this is going to be 11, 110. They're both going to reduce down to 1 over 10. You can't see that. They're both going to reduce down to 1 over 10. So then I got my two sides. Now what angle would I have? Well, both the big triangle and the little triangle share this angle. So it's a reflexive property. Basically, angle T is congruent to angle T. So this will be SAS similarity. Also, you can look at it that this angle, well, let's just leave it at that. Okay, moving on. 21. The triangles in each pair are similar. Okay, so we're talking about this triangle and this triangle. So we got to solve for x. And there's multiple ways to do this, but what I usually like to do is I'm going to compare the big one and the small one. Okay, so I could get a scale factor first. So the scale factor from big to small, let's just start here. Let's just use that to find my scale factor. 55 over 66. Okay, so that's going to end up being, well, 5 over 6. So that's my scale factor. So then I'm going to do 5 over 6 equals, well, that's going to be the big side, 14x plus 4. So it goes with the big number, and the small triangle would be 50. And so now we're going to cross multiply. So I'm going to go out here and make it look more straight-ish. And so we are going to cross multiply there and there. There and there. So it's going to be 5. Six times, that's going to be 6 times 50. Should be 300. So this is going to be 70x plus 20 equals 300. Minus 20, minus 20. 70x equals 280 divided by 70 divided by 70. And so x equals 4. All right, moving right along. There are other ways to do that as well. Okay, be careful on this one here. This is a helper. You can't see this. This is a helper. So BL is going to go with B. It's going to go with BC. So basically when you write this, you're going to do 70 over 5x plus 5, bam, bam, and then you're going to do 56 over 40. Okay, you can reduce your fraction there for sure and then cross multiply. All right, find the missing length indicated here. So there's multiple ways to do this. Probably the way I would like to do this, probably the way I like to do this is I'd like to do this. Okay, and then I'm going to set this up basically 18 over question mark. I'm going to put an X, and then basically 9 over 4. Cross multiply. You will get the right answer. So when we cross multiply, we'll get 9x equals equals 72 divide by 9, divide by 9, and we get x equals 8. Okay, moving on down the road. Basically, this one's going to be the same way. You can do it a little bit differently because we're looking for this one, so I'll do it a different way. So that's 4. This would be 3. Okay, and then we have those little formula things that we got. By that I mean theorems that basically says that we can do 3 over 4 equals question mark over 8, and then cross multiply. Okay, so let's move on to this style of problem, which is kind of the same thing. I think this is it. We'll probably do some of these for warm-up right before the test. So I need to find this. Well, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to do this, and this method works. So I'm going to call that 8 because 6 plus 2 is 8. So I'm going to do, and you can set it up like this, 12 over x equals 8 over 6. Okay, you could also do 12 over 8 equals x over 6. You know, both ways you can set up, you're going to get the same answer. And I told you different ways you can do that. So we're going to go ahead and check this out, make sure you're getting the right answer. I guess I'll go and finish this one out. I just don't have a lot of room on this page. That's why we use a separate piece of paper to do our work most of the time. So we're going to end up cross multiplying here. I'll just work over here. That's plenty of room. So that's 12 over 8 equals x over 6. So that's 8x equals 72. 8, x equals 9. And it doesn't matter which way you do it, you're going to get the same answer. So, anywho, that's it. Bye.